Hello guys, welcome back to DINAS Academy. A man, an apple, the books. When we look at these words closely, we find we have used a, an, and the. What are these? Well, these are called articles. So, in this video, let's discuss about English grammar articles in detail. Without any further delay, let's get into the topic. Well, what are articles? Articles are used to indicate whether a noun in a sentence is specific or general, and these are used only before nouns to limit or define the nouns used in the context of a sentence. Articles are also used as demonstrative adjectives and determiners before nouns. Well, we learned what is an article. So let's see the different types of articles. There are two types of articles in English grammar. They are indefinite articles and definite article. Indefinite articles are and an, whereas definite article is the. Okay, let's know what is an indefinite articles. The indefinite articles are a and they indicates the meaning of a noun that is a general thing and which is unknown or not identified. For example, he wants to be a doctor. She is a good girl. In these both examples, we are talking about unspecific nouns like he wants to be a doctor, she is a good girl, but we are not talking about a particular girl or a boy, and hence they are called indefinite articles. Well, let's move on to the rules that we use in indefinite article a or an. The indefinite articles can be used under the different conditions. The rule number one, a is used before a word beginning with a consonant, letter, or sound. For example, a boy, a mango, a tiger. In these three examples, we have used indefinite article a because all the three words boy, mango, tiger starts with a consonant, letter, or sound. So let's move to the important thing here is when we use the vowel sounds like Y and W, we use indefinite article a though the word starts with vowel because we consider sound rather than the letter. So an important note guys, whenever using the indefinite article, we consider sound rather than the word. For example, a European, a university, a uniform, a 1 rupee note, a one-eyed man. All these words starts with vowel, but we use a instead of an because they sound like a consonant. Rule number two, an is used before a word or a sound beginning with a vowel. For example, an ox, an umbrella, an elephant. But whereas when we use the word with the silent letter H, for examples, an hour, an honest man, an hair, here we use an though the word starts with consonant because these words take the sound of a vowel, hour, honest, hair. It is also used with the consonant pronounced in the sound of a vowel. For example, an LLB student, an SP, an MLA. Rule number three, indefinite articles a and an are used when we talk of a person or a thing that is mentioned for the first time. For example, a boy helped me to cross the road. This is an eagle. Rule number four, it is used before a singular countable noun representing a class of things, animals, and persons. For example, a cow is a useful animal. Second one, an ant is a very small insect. Rule number five, it is used in expressing a quantity of numbers. For example, half a dozen, twice a week, 4 rupees a kilogram. So let's move on to rule number six. Indefinite articles are used before certain phrases. For example, in a hurry, make a noise, tell a lie. Alright, let's move on to the rule number 7. It is used before the words denoting numbers. For example, 100, a dozen, a million. And let's see the last rule, that is rule number 8. They are used before the adjectives like little and a few to give the meaning of some. For example, I met a few students in the school. Second example, he has spent the little money he had. Alright, these are the important rules that we follow while using the indefinite articles a and an. An important note, guys, indefinite articles are always used with singular number and countable nouns only. Well, let's move on to the definite articles and their usage. Before knowing their usage, let's know what is a definite article. The definite article the indicates the meaning of a noun to one particular thing. It can be used with singular, plural, or countable nouns. For example, please give me the hammer. Next one, give me the book. The third example, This is the boy I was talking about. When we look at all these three examples, we have used the because all these three examples talks about specific or different person or thing. Okay, let's move on to the rules to be followed while using the definite article the or the. The definite articles can be used in different conditions. The rule number one, it is used when we talk of a particular person or a thing that has been already referred to. For example, let's go to the fair. Here we use the fair because it has been already referred to. But in case if we are using it for the first time, we use as a fair. So let's understand this with in detail example. Once upon a time there lived a king, and he was a king with good qualities. Here we notice for the first time we are using a, and for the second time we are using the because a king is already been referred to. So let's move on to the rule number two. It is used with a singular noun to express a whole class of animals or things, but the article the is avoided to indicate a whole class of countable nouns. For example, the dog is a faithful animal, man is mortal. Rule number three. It is used before the names of a proper towns like rivers, planets, oceans, group of islands, seas, mountains, magazines, hotels, trains, newspapers, etc. For example, the Thames, the Jupiter, the Indian Ocean, the Nicobar Islands, the Bay of Bengal, the Himalayas, etc. A word of caution, guys. The Himalayas. The definite article is used with the names of the mountain ranges but not with the individual mountains. Rule number 4. They are used before the names of the religious books, epic books, etc. like the Vedas, the Ramayana, the Quran, the Bible. So let's move on to the rule number 5. The definite article the is used before the names of countries, universities, etc. For example, the USA, the Cambridge University, the Delhi University, etc. So let's move to the rule number 6. Definite article the is used before the names of the political parties. For example, the BJP, the Labour Party, the Janata Party. Rule number 7. It is used to indicate a nationality or a language. For example, the Indians, the Japanese, the English, the Greeks. Rule number 8. It is used an adverb with a comparative sense. For example, the more the merrier, the sooner the better. So let's go to rule number 9. It is used before a unit of measurement. Let's see the examples. Cloth is measured by the meters. Eggs are sold by the dozens. Rule number 10. It is used before the dates. For example, the 15th August, the 10th September, the 1st January. Rule number 11. The definite article the is used before sports cups and trophies. For example, Shreya won the Best Singer award. India won the World Cup in 2011. Rule number 12. It is used before a noun that is qualified by adjectives. So the examples are the former president Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The second example, the late Sri Subhash Chandra Bose. Rule number 13. It is used before dynasties, empires, wars, revolutions, centuries. For example, the Gupta dynasty, the British Empire, the Civil War, the Green Revolution, the 21st century. It is used with the unique noun. Unique noun stands for one of its kind. For example, the sun, the sky, the moon, the solar system. For example, the sun rises in the east. Here, the sun is a unique noun and hence we use the. Rule number 15. It is used with the superlative degrees. For example, Raju is the tallest boy in the class. Nancy is the sweetest girl. Rule number 16. The definite article the is always used with ordinals like the first, the second, the third, and so on. So let's see the example. India is the seventh largest country in the world. We are using the seventh because it's always used with ordinals. The different articles are always used with the names of the directions like the north, the south, the east, and the west. For example, the man started to walk towards the west direction. Rule number 18. The definite article the is always used with the names of the musical instruments like the flute, the guitar, the tabla. For example, Rohan plays the guitar. So guys, these are the important rules that we follow while using the definite article. Here, before ending this video, there is a question for you. We often come across people pronouncing the or the. Which is the right one, and when do we use the, and when do we use the? Leave the answer in the comment section below. That's all in this video. If you really like the content of this channel, please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.